Welcome back to MMA Oddsbreaker. Today we have Bubba Jenkins, the highlight kid, getting ready. There's actually no fight coming up, but we're here to talk about Tip the Fighter, a new website he put out. I actually talked to him a little bit about it at the Fan Expo during the Hall of Fame induction, and at first I didn't really understand. Kind of, it's basically exactly what it is. Tip a fighter. Like there's no easier way to explain. All you're doing is tipping a fighter. And I didn't really get the concept because I was like, it seems too easy to be right. And then I went to the website TipAFighter.com. I was like, oh, it actually is that easy. So explain to folks at home exactly what Tip a Fighter is and why you started it.
Well, I kind of started it off of having the mindset of being a wrestler, always grinding, always, wrestling national champ after national champ and walking away broke in a sense. A lot of times obviously you go to college, but after college, you try to aspire to be an Olympic champ and you go to all these big tournaments, you work hard, you have training camps and you win these tournaments or stuff like that, but you don't come away with any money. A lot of the fighters, since I've been in the fight game, a lot of the fighters that I've talked to aren't really making the serious money that a lot of people at home think we are. Because we fight on TV or because they see us, as celebrities in a sense. In some eyes, they think that all of us are getting paid. When the most part is only the top tier, I would say 1-2% are actually getting paid. So I created this thing, me and a partner of mine. We created this thing to kind of basically help the fighters. One, to get the fans interacting with the fighters. Because if I say the highest tipper on TipAFighter.com gets my gloves off of a win I just got, there's going to be some people that are going to be tipping. If I say they get the second highest bidder gets my shorts or vice versa, people are going to be like, you know what, I can do that. I'm a fan of Bubba Jenkins. I'm a fan of the guys that are signing up left and right. I want to be a part of that. I want to get some memorabilia. I want to feel like I'm invested in this guy's career in a sense. So it basically is, like you said, it's simple. We created this website. You put your profile on it as a fighter, and you tell your fans that's where you are. A lot of people got hurt by the Reebok deal with the UFC. Some of the smaller guys, and it's another way that they can have fans interact with them, have fans support them, and even if they're sponsors, they're sponsors that aren't allowed to be on their shorts. On TipAFighter.com, on their profile, they can put their sponsors up, they can put the people that are supporting them up there without any charge from us. You go to TipAFighter.com, you search the profile of the fighter that you want, and you tip them. The least amount that you can tip is $5. Obviously, the key time to tip them is right after a fight. That emotional response that you got, like Michael Johnson lost his fight not too long ago, but a lot of people in their eyes, they saw him win that fight. I would say 95% of the people that I talked to was like, Michael Johnson won the fight. You go to TipAFighter.com, right? I did too. You go to TipAFighter.com, you say, Michael Johnson, I feel bad that you lost that fight. Here's $10. I thought you won it. Here's my gratitude to you. Most of the fighters are out there putting their lives on the line, working hard, extremely hard, and you get the 4-4, you get 5-5. Some guys are getting 10-10. Some guys are making money, some guys aren't. But this is the way the fans can say, I don't know what you're making, but you just excited me. I tipped my taxi driver on the way here. I was at the bar watching the fights. I tipped my bartender, and I had the best time watching you entertain me, and I didn't tip you at all, in a sense. You know what I mean? So this is a way that you can say, that guy just did something awesome. I'm not even a fan of him. He just fought, and it was an awesome fight. Let me go to Rory, MacDonald, and Robbie Lawler's page and tip them $50, so it's something like that. Also, it's like blackjack. When you tip the dealer, we're talking with gaming sites right now that after they give you your ticket for the money that you won off of betting off the fights, like DraftKings or something like that, say, hey, you won your money off of these fighters. Would you like to give any of these fighters some of the money? And we'll have a link where you can set it up and things like that. So right after you win, $3,000 off, 6 or 7 fighters, you go to the profile TipAFighter.com and hand them $25, $20 for basically winning you some money.
Okay, so I gotta ask, you're not doing this for free. Like the website's not built for free, so you guys are taking a percentage of what money's coming in. So if I give a fighter $10, how much of that actually goes to the fighter, and how much of that actually goes to pay for the administration costs to handle the website?
85% of it goes to the fighter.
85%. So $8. So if I give a guy $10, he's getting $8.50, and you're getting $1.50.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's actually really good.
It's for the fighters, man. And the reason why I'm like the face of it, the ambassador, because I'm a fighter, so I know the ins and outs of kind of what we want and what we don't want. So when the businessman came and sat down with me and they're like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. I'm like, well, us as a fighter, I'm not gonna like a 5-page contract. I'm only gonna like the simple layman's terms. I'm not gonna have to be obligated to tweet 5 times a week. So So we set it up in a sense where it's like, okay, what do the fighters want? How can we help the fighters the best way we can? Let's put their sponsors on the website so other eyes can see it. Let's make it transparent so they can see how much of the money is coming in, where the money is coming from. This is not just here in America. I've actually gotten tips from China. I've gotten tips from the Philippines. I'm actually getting tips for just being on podcasts and interviews that I've done. I haven't gotten any fights yet, but I've already made about $300, $400 for tips from people just saying, hey, I want to go and tip Bubba. So, and I can see everyone who's tipping me. I know their names. I know where they're from, because it's with PayPal. We have that third party PayPal where you can see everything that's coming in. So we want to make it as transparent as possible and just support the fighters as much as possible.
The only flaw that I see in this is a guy like you just mentioned earlier, like Robbie, Robbie Lawler or Rory MacDonald, where they put on amazing fights. So after that fight night, guys are gonna be tipping. If I had $1,000, I would have gave each of them $1,000 that night, and I was there live in the arena watching that fight. It was an amazing fight, by far and away the best fight I've ever seen live at any weight class. And of course, it's watching two guys I actually enjoy watching fight. I would have tipped them each $1,000 that night if I had the opportunity to.
Right.
But those guys, when they're not fighting, they're not very media savvy. They're not guys that talk trash. They're not Conor McGregor's. Okay, they're a little bit more. Just because I interviewed them, they're a little bit more Will Brooks. They don't really talk much. They kind of do what if you ask them a question, they're gonna answer you, but they're not going out of the way to get on social media. They're not getting out of the way to go on stuff. So guys like that are going to make money only when they fight. They're not going to make money like you are right now doing podcasts and getting out there, people tipping you because they see you all the time. Those guys aren't going to be doing that kind of thing. Have you run into any problems? I know it's very early, but have you run into any problems with some of the guys like, it's just not for me because I'm not going to be out there doing all this stuff. I'm only going to fight twice a year.
In a sense, we have, but we wanted to make it self-motivated, right? We don't want to sponsor you as TipAFighter sponsors and say, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. Basically, if you don't get any tips, it's because you didn't tell people that's where you were. If you sign up with us, it's like, okay, I'm going to do the things to tell people that's where I am. I'm going to say, at the end of this interview, you say, okay, Bubba, where can we find you? I'm going to say, you can find me on Twitter at this. You can find me on Instagram at this. Or you can also find me on TipAFighter.com and, just show me support after the fights or after my interview. It's pretty much self-motivated. If you don't want to tweet about it, you don't have to. If you don't want to put us on your banner or on your shorts, you absolutely don't have to. It's nowhere in the contract where we obligate you to do anything. It's all on what you want to do. We built this for the fighters, simply so we can say, hey, you as a fighter, you signing up because A, you're not making enough money, or you don't feel like you can connect with your fans, or you're not touching your fans. We see it as a win-win-win. The promotion, if they really want their fans and their fighters to be bigger and get more eyes on what they're doing, they would really support this because their fighters are now making money that they're not making. There's so many fighters that are doing second jobs or not stay in the gym because they got to pay the bills and they haven't fought in 5 months and things like that, where now you can be, if you have a 5-month layoff, you can do some Periscope, you can do some buying videos, you can do something funny, put it up on your profile on TipAFighter, and people might laugh at it and like it and send you $5 for it. This is a different hustle where you can just say, hey, this is another revenue stream that us at TipAFighter have created for you fighters, for myself, for the fighters that aren't out there making $100,000 every fight.
Right, and honestly, it's really, I mean, if you tweet 5 times a day anyway, how hard is it for you to one of those tweets to put out TipAFighter? If you Facebook post 5 times a day anyway, just because that's what you do normally, then how hard is it to put out TipAFighter in one of your Facebook posts? But also too, it's a no-brainer. It's set up specifically to work for you. So if you want to work it, you can work it. If you don't, you don't have to, and you just kind of sit there and let it. It's free money at the end of the day. It doesn't cost the fighters anything to join. It doesn't cost the fighters anything to maintain the sites. They just have to put in the information, and really, it's free money coming in from your hard work and dedication to the sport from fans that enjoy it. Yeah.
The people and it makes you want to be more exciting in a sense. If I got a fight coming up and I'm like, yo, if I just go out and take this guy down, I just lay on him, people are going to, I win the fight, but it's not that great. If I go out there and try to do a spinning Uriah Hall back kick or Emmanuel Newton spinning back fist, an uppercut, people are going to be like, oh, wow, that was amazing. What was that? And I'm going to try to push that tempo to get those fans excited, to make that emotional resonance where I can get paid off of that. Just think about when Edson Barbosa spinning back kicked that dude. How many people never saw anything like that and was just like, you know what? I would give that guy $10 for whatever he just did. I don't know what it was. I'm sitting here at the bar. I'm drunk with my friends. We just had a $100 bet that the other guy would knock this guy out. And now I just won $100 because he did some spinning back. I'm gonna give this guy $50 for that kind of thing.
That's actually it's smart. It's good. I mean, it's another way for us to make a little bit more money without. You said it's another way to hustle, but it's really not a hustle. It's not like you have to go out there banging on doors and knocking on doors. You're just kind of doing your thing. Check me out at TipAFighter.com and pull up my profile. Give me some money. If you want to. If you want to give me $5, you want to give me $50,
That's
500.
I'm not saying charity in a sense. It's pay for performance. If I go out there, I just lay on the guy, and then I win the fight, I'm not asking you to tip me because I'm broke. I'm asking you to tip me because I'm exciting. I'm giving you I'm that entertainment. I'm out here trying to get it on and excite the crowd. I'm not saying, just because this guy wins the fight and he only made 5-5 for his fight or whatever, and he doesn't fight again until December. Tip them. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying donations or charity. Right. We're saying if you see something that you like as a fan, as a supporter of the sport of MMA, and you know that these guys are grinding, you know that there's no other athletes, MMA athletes, then show some love and tip the guy. Like the guy who's tipping you at the bar, the guy who's like, hey, I know that you just bought a Heineken, but I just made this new drink. You want a shot of this? And yeah, I'll take a shot of that. But at the end of the day, this guy's gotten you drunk, and you don't really. I mean, you're like, what? I just got 5 free shots off of this guy. Let me tip him an extra so.
Yeah.
It's kind of like.
It's. I really like it, Bob. I really like this concept. I really like the understanding of it. Now that I talk to you more about it, I kind of, it's one of those things that. Really, it's another way for the fans to interact. We're super fan friendly. We're super available to all of our fans. Fighters are because it's all internet based, and this is another way for the fans to get back to the athletes that they like. And honestly, if you can find out very quickly if you're liked or not. If you're not liked, you're not going to get any tips. And if you're liked, you're going to get a lot of tips. It's very easy to figure it out. And okay, I got to change something up in my game because the fans don't like it, and it's fan driven. The fans are gonna, if they buy seats, you get bigger paychecks. If they buy your merchandise, you get bigger paychecks. If they tip you, you get bigger paychecks. It's all very simple. So
it's very simple, man. I appreciate you giving me the time and the platform and hearing me out. I'm surprised that more fighters haven't just jumped all over it. I think that so many fighters in the game have been duped or been hooked or been shark bitten by all these other guys who are saying they got the best thing for you. When something as real as this is comes up, we're not scamming you. We're giving you all transparency. You can see everything. I wouldn't put my name on it. Being a fighter in the industry, being known, and having my face out there, going around trying to scam fighters and things like that. There's people who are behind the scenes that are trying to do that with everything else that they do. With TipAFighter, we are completely out there in the open saying this is what we want from you guys and this is what we want from the fans. And we don't have all the bells and whistles to this thing yet. If someone comes up to us and say, hey, here's an idea for TipAFighter, we're going to listen to these people because we want to evolve it as much as the fans want and as much as the fighters want so it can work for everybody in their best favor.
All right, I like it. That's Bubba Jenkins talking about TipAFighter.com. If you like any of your, obviously Bubba's on there, but then there's what do you have, about 100 athletes on there right now?
Actually, we don't have that many. The expo was the time that we just opened up. So we've been running for about a month and a half. We got 8 guys signed up so far. We have about 20 contracts that are out there that we're actually going to get back. We're probably going to get to about 15 to 20 fighters, and then we're going to make a press release and let everybody know that's where we're at. But right now, the biggest thing for us is educating the fans, obviously, and building our roster. The more fighters are saying, hey, I just saw Luke Rockhold on it, I want to get people are hitting us up all the time saying, hey, why wasn't this guy on TipAFighter? I wanted to tip him. And I'm just like, well, you got to let that guy know that he's missing money because you want to give it to him. So many people are just so skeptical of something that's so easy that they're just not jumping on it. So we basically are trying to build the roster and let everybody know it's as safe as you can possibly get, and you don't have to do any work for it. You just have to continue to be entertaining as you are.
Thanks, bro, so much for coming on here, brother. I appreciate it.
My man, thanks for having me.